Griffin Poetry Prize 2004. Judge's citation. David Kirby. David Kirby's illusionistic poetics are like a ha-ha, which is not a joke but a landscape trick used to keep cows at a picturesque distance from the manor house. The formal appearance of this poet's stanzaic patterns, so chaste and well-behaved and structurally deft, support the genial but disruptive spirit of these narrative performances. Talk, talk, talk about travel, food, and more food, art, architecture. Barbara. More Barbara. Mother, nuns, Rotarians, Americans, more Americans, etc. Little operas with recitative. The ha-ha is funny and sad, colloquial and learned, and full of wry self-observation and social profundities. The poems are accompanied here and there by photographs of a large cow, who is not laughing.
After they go to the podium and turn in their happy bucks and recite the Pledge of Allegiance and the Four Truths, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? I get up to read my poetry, and when I'm finished, one Rotarian expresses understandable confusion at exactly what it is that I'm doing and wants to know what poetry is exactly. So I tell them that when most non-poets think of the word poetry, they think of lyric poetry, not narrative poetry, whereas what I'm doing is lyric poetry of the kind performed by, and not that in any way I am comparing myself to, Homer, Dante, and Milton. And he's liking this. He's smiling and nodding, and when I finish my little speech, he shouts, "Thank you, doctor. Thank you for educating us." And for the purposes of this poem, he will be known hereafter as the nice Rotarian. But now, while I was reading, there was this other Rotarian who kept talking all the time, just jacked his jaw right through the poet's presentation of some of the finest vers libre available to today's listening audience. And he shall be known hereafter as the loud Rotarian. Nice Rotarian, loud Rotarian. It's kind of like good cop, bad cop, or God the Father, Mary the Mother. Buy low, sell high. Win some, lose some. Come see, come saw. Half empty, half full. Merchant copy, customer copy. But in a sense, the loud Rotarian was the honest one. He didn't like my poetry and said so. Not in so many words, but in the words he used to his table mates as he spoke of his golf game or theirs or the weather or the market or most likely some good deed that he was the spear chucker on, the poobah, the mucky muck, the head honcho. For one thing I learned very quickly was that Rotarians are absolutely nuts over good deeds, and they send doctors to Africa and take handicapped kids on fishing trips and just generally do either all sorts of hands-on projects themselves or else raise a ton of money so they can get somebody else to do it for them, whereas virtually every poet I know, myself included, spends his time either trying to get a line right or else feeling sorry for himself or maybe writing a check once a year to the United Way, if the United Way's lucky. The nice Rotarian was probably just agreeing with me, just swapping the geese and fish of his words with the bright mirrors and pretty beads of mine. For how queer it is to be understood by someone on the subject of anything, given that, as Norman O. Brown says, the meaning of things is not in things themselves, but between them, as it surely was that time those kids scared us so badly in Paris. Barbara and I had got on the wrong train, see? And when it stopped, it wasn't at the station 2 blocks from our apartment, but one that was 20 miles outside of the city. And we looked for someone to tell us how to get back, but the trains had pretty much stopped for the evening. Then out of the dark swaggered 4 Tunisian teenagers, and as 3 of them circled us, the 4th stepped up and asked the universal icebreaker, that is, "Do you have a cigarette?" "Non, je ne fume pas." "You're not French, are you?" "Non, je suis américain." "From New York?" "Non, Florida." "Miami?" "Non, une petite ville qui s'appelle Tallahassee, dans le nord de..." And here the Tunisian kid mimes a quarterback passing and says, "Ah, l'université avec la bonne équipe de football." He was a fan of FSU sports, of all things, so we talked football for a while, and then he told us where to go for the last train. change one little thing in my life or theirs, and they or I could have been either the loud Rotarian or the nice one. And so I say to Rotarians everywhere, please forgive me, my brothers, for what I have done to you and to myself as well, for circumstances so influence us that it is more an accident than anything else that you are listening to me and not the other way around. And therefore, I beg your forgiveness, my friends, if I wrote this poem before you did. Thank you.